Hiking, these Scientology speedrunners are actually doing God's work. What is that winning team? Hello, guys. And I kind of touched on this in one of my previous videos the last couple of days, but I wanted to draw attention to this because this is the kind of stuff that I feel like we need to be seeing. Right? This is what I'm talking about. And it's funny because obviously, you know, being a young person, if you didn't know what this is, let me just quickly explain. So basically, I think it's in California, at one of the big Scientology buildings. A bunch of kids keep just like basically racing through the Scientology building, like just basically not breaking in as such, because I'm sure they probably are allowed in, but trying to get as far into the building as possible, to the point we're now at a stage where we're drawing a literal map of the place to sketch out what people think the inside of the building looks like, courtesy of the videos. Now, this is one of those moments where I'm just so proud of my generation, like really, and I realize that aging is working against me because the older I get, the harder it is to just live and just live. The more I think about the risks, consequences, and that's why I really do think these guys are doing God's work. I mean, that might sound like a bit of a stretch, yeah, but I'll tell you why. There's so much going on in the world. There's so much happening, and one thing that's really frustrating me, I was thinking about this like about an hour ago, is how we're all aware of so much that's wrong. And I made a promise to myself as a kid, yeah, that I was never going to grow up to become the adult that just complains and doesn't do things about things. And that's why all the things I've ever done throughout my life, as much as possible, there's always been a specific thing I was combating. So like even when I started my dance company, it wasn't just about starting a dance company or starting a company. It was about the fact of I grew up, in this exact town, not being able to afford things like dance classes and all the things I wanted to do or whatever. And so I wanted to create a situation where people could just like all you had to bring to the table like was yourself and your commitment. And that's what I even used to say. Like, because people are like, oh, but I don't know, I haven't got like loads of experience. I'm like, don't worry about that. Like, it's just about your commitment. Like, I'll worry about everything else, And so, even this other company I used to work for was a charity. They were giving jobs to young people. Obviously, the job that I do now, I'm helping people so to me, I feel very comfortable commenting on things in the world because I literally live my life by actively trying to solve the problems I see in the world and not just sitting there, going to work, being silent, being a coward, living only for myself, and then in these social settings with other adults and then just sitting there complaining or just talking about stuff we're not going to do anything about, which is why I don't really like being around people. Like when I think about it, this is what I was thinking. I need people like these kids in my life. I need more of them, and we all need to be more like them. Because if I knew a group of people, and like I said, there's strength in numbers, the power is always with the people. When you do something as a group and you actually do it together, it works. And I feel like the fact that in their heads, obviously, I don't necessarily believe that their convictions about things like Scientology are like as strong as mine. But what I can say for my generation and for also being younger, although I'm at the other end now where I'm like, excuse me, I'm going to be 30 next year. And the thing that bothers me about getting older isn't the physical aging, isn't the number. It's developing pride, A, and B, becoming too risk averse, which it depends. Unless I'm having one of my impulsive, spontaneous moments, I can be pretty risk averse, This is why I avoid everyone all the time. Like I was just thinking just now about how it is actually a good thing that we all learn to drive when we're quite young, because the older you get, the more you know about the world. It's kind of wild to think about, like things like that, or even things like just now, a couple of people came to the house to look at the kitchen for refurbishments or whatever, and it for the first time dawned on me, like, that's kind of insane that that we just like allow people who we don't know to just like show up at your house, like for whatever the thing is, you know. It's kind of insane. Like, even if you're like moving or have a delivery, or like we got a new washing machine, it's just like you actually just let people in your house. Like, this is actually the most unsafe situation because anything can really happen right now. Like, I'm actually in danger, and these are things I bet you don't think about as a kid. And that's why I feel like I'm trying to achieve as much as I humanly can while I'm still young enough to be dumb enough. And it's weird as it sounds, but that is actually exactly what I mean. Like, when you're like young enough that, I think about this because I've been thinking a lot about One Piece, obviously, you guys know, and how, you know, Luffy just believes he's going to achieve what a lot of other pirates died trying to achieve or wouldn't even dare, you know. And it's that thing about life and winning where it's like you kind of have to be dumb enough to believe in yourself, as weird as that sounds. And you kind of have to be dumb enough to just go for it. And that's what I don't like about getting older. I don't like this whole, like, I don't want to be accepted amongst adults. That's the thing. I want to be accepted into the flock. I don't want to get respect or like, oh yeah, us adults. I don't want none of that. And I do think, as I've said before, a big part of that is because, you know, I've been a bit, the thing is, I feel like, sorry, I've been doing a lot of thinking, as always. I feel like I'm the combination of, I'm a wild child, but I just know how to do it well, to the point that I don't really find myself paying the consequences a lot of times, because I strategically know how to get myself out of things. And so, for example, really basic example, when I was at school, especially in like maths, I remember it was so much fun because we used to play 21 Dares, and I used to bring all these sweets to school because they were still affordable. I could literally buy 3 bags of sweets for £1 in Asda. So I'd always bring them for maths, and we'd put our tables together and play 21 Dares. Now you might wonder, how did we convince our teacher to let us do that? Well, it's quite simple. Get the work done as quickly as possible. Like, I would just sit there. That's probably why I'm good at maths to this day. Not because I cared so much. Like, this is where I think there was a misunderstanding that went down for a lot of people about me, that I was like responsible or whatever. I was like, I'm done. Like, that's why I got my degree done at 21. I'm like, I'm done with school at 21. Like, I'm not going back. I'm not staying longer. I'm not retaking. It wasn't even about like, oh my gosh, I want to do this noble thing. The only thing noble about it, if anything, was that I wanted to do it for my grandma, as I knew it would mean a lot to her. And again, of her generation, and this is what I'm thinking about, that we all have such different perspectives. I can appreciate that of her generation, the way she grew up and how she was able to, you know, because again, she paid for my mum's university while my mum was already in America still. She was still paying it off with her job. She comes from a school of thought of like, you know, your education is everything. I'm already out now. You see, this is what happens. I was like, I'm not going to go very far, but now that I'm out, I'm like, honestly, screw it. Should I just, but, did I go in there? I did the other day. I appreciate that from her standpoint, education is like everything, because it gets you a job, blah, blah, blah. And for that time, that was true. This is new. Sorry, it really takes me back seeing all the freaking electric car chargers everywhere. Like, the world is just changing. Like, the world is changing. I was thinking about this earlier, how rigid Christian people are when God just isn't. And there's always this thing, again, people always have to exist on extremes. And I guess because I'm extreme, I'm extreme on all ends, I don't, nah, let's not do that. I don't necessarily feel it the same way. So it's like you either got to be so by the book, by the rules. God hasn't changed. He's the same, whatever, as whatever. But then there's the other extreme of like, if I say, I think that God wants us to evolve with the times, then we take that to another extreme. Like, now we're going to deny the scriptures and we're going to say that's not what God said, or that's not what God meant, or that's maybe he's changed his mind. And it's like, two things can be true at the same time. God can be the same yesterday, today, and forever. But we're also evolving as people. And it reminds me of the fact that I remember before COVID, how a lot of, Christian folks put down social media. So this is again what I'm saying. They put down social media. It was like, oh, social media is not good for people. It's not good for kids, blah, blah, blah. All this stuff. Yeah, it's of the devil. And I'll never forget, because at that time, and I remember distinctly, and he mentions it all the time, Marcus Rogers always has mentioned how when he first, as a preacher, was on social media, making videos about God, because I remember him being in his car in his uniform, like years ago, because he was in the military. And isn't that funny as well from the Christians? Like the kind of, what's the word? It's actually a really weird day of weather because it's about to rain, it looks like. It's kind of windy. Hold on. Yeah, he was, I remember him saying, and it's so true, it wasn't him who said this, but somebody else said it. Another one of my favorite men of God was like, it had to take your church buildings to shut for God to allow for you guys to force you guys to get onto the internet, like you other preachers and pastors. And now it's normal. Now they all have sets at home with all their Bibles and their little quotes and their little whatevers, and now they're all on social media. This is what I'm saying. It's like, when it comes to winning in life, it's always the things that sound insane or ridiculous or look dumb that end up becoming the thing. I really would love to go to Wetherspoons right now, but we will not be going to Wetherspoons. Damn. The seagull's like eating up this pigeon over there. Brutal. But yeah, so it's like, it's always those kinds of things. And it's true, because now it makes me laugh now because of seeing that, where I'm like, it's funny how everybody all has TikToks. I remember that was the other one. Oh, Christians, we need to get onto TikTok. We need to get onto TikTok because if the young people are there, maybe we should go with the young people. It's like, yeah, you really? Really? Funny idea, isn't that? You want to reach a group of people, so you go to where they are. Who would have ever thought that that's a good idea? Like, this is what I'm saying. And so, and this is what I mean as well, like even with Martin Luther, think about it. The Bible we all have. Why do we have it? Because the new technology at the time, this artwork is incredible. Absolutely incredible. Wow. Hold on. My goodness. Who is that as well? Sorry, I'm trying to show you one, but it doesn't have the name of the thing. Yeah, it's all there. I just had that moment I always have where I've like left and I've remembered that people exist and I wonder why I've come outside. Anyway, think about it, yeah? With Martin Luther, if he hadn't made the decision to actually start to put the things he was saying into writing, like if writing hadn't like what's it called? The writing press? I don't know what it's called. But the thing basically, yeah, it's raining a little bit. The thing that was created where we all have now printed stuff anyway, right? If that hadn't been created, if he hadn't done that, it hadn't been at that time when that was happening, he had also had that access, we wouldn't be where we are now, because it literally was because of that his word was able to get out, because prior to, we don't know who else could have come along the way. I do really want to try the new Greg's chicken sausage roll. I really do. Because I just feel like, I don't know, it just feels like the right thing to do when you live in the United Kingdoms. Okay? We must protect Greg's. What are they here now again. This is why I'm going around snooping. This is insane. What are they? Oh, they've closed this. They've closed this pub down. What? No freaking way. No way. And that used to be like a place where people would go out as well. Should I go and get a piercing? I'm right, walking away at my piercing shop right now. Low-key, I'm thinking about just getting another piercing. But I just don't know what to get pierced at this point. I just don't even know. As I was saying, yeah, what are they building here? They've knocked this whole area down. Oh damn! Yeah, they're on a mad one. Hold on 1 second, guys. This flipping town is a freaking building site everywhere. This is crazy. So while I'm here, I may as well just have a little snoop. Actually, why would I? Because then you guys won't be able to hear me. Where am I gonna go? Oh yeah. So yeah, I really am so proud of these guys, basically, because I feel like, oh yeah, I was saying about the Bible. We have a problem, as believers, I feel like, that we don't understand. We have to be relative to the time we're living in, and it reminds me of the thing that the angel actually said to me when I was 22 and I was, when I had this angelic visitation, and this angel said a few very specific things to me, one of which being, and I never forgot this, because this is why I make my videos how I do. It's the entire reason that my channel videos are the way they are. And this angel says to me, speak to people in the language that they actually understand. So that's why on my channel I don't try to be and let me sound like the old-fashioned this, that, and they of the, because that's not where we are. And that's where I do feel like my generation has been screwed in a lot of ways. It's really busy. Social anxiety is afraid of me. Actually. Do you know what it is, though, to be completely honest? Who cares? You see how I'm out in public right now? I'm not talking very loud. I'm talking about as loud as everybody else is talking. No one cares. This is why I don't get the whole, oh my gosh, I don't want to go out and, eat by myself thing that people say. Who cares? Everyone's minding their business. No one's going to remember anyone here. No one. Who cares? Social anxiety, who? And again, it's just these chains of things. It's just these chains of things that we do as humans, where we that's what I'm saying. The fact that they are doing this, I have so much respect for. Sorry, there's just this new travel agency business. I don't know. That's a slap in the face. Sorry. I'm noticing everything now. McDonald's trying to say, oh, right. It's actually crazy to me how, in the midst of everything, have you noticed how fast food chains are just thriving? I swear, every other month there's a new thing at McDonald's. I'm how about just stick to the classics? I'm not even McDonald's girly. How about just stick to the classics, do them well, and drive the prices down? How about that as an idea? But nevertheless, I've just realized, I don't know when the last time I went to an ATM is. Not in this country. That's so crazy. That is so crazy. Yeah, I feel like my generation is a little bit screwed in the sense that I feel as though the so-called elders, who we're all supposed to respect so much, don't really want to take out the time or make the effort to actually teach us anything helpful or even do anything helpful. And then they get frustrated. I noticed this from teaching myself, because I noticed the kids all have a lot of this, there's just a lot of basic things they just don't know. Even now, a lot of, I forgot, in May there's all these bank holidays. Lord help us. Literally the worst ever. As if it wasn't bad enough to be reminded of the day that I was born. Oh, what's going on in JD? Come on now. Hold on. I love the song. I can't believe Mama told me not to sell 17, 5, same color t-shirt. I love that song. They didn't work in there. They didn't actually work. Everyone's getting work done, mate. This is crazy. It is the season of getting work done, isn't it? I've known that song forever. I used to love that song. What was I saying? I'm so distracted. I'm all over the show. No, but I've noticed, like, even at, like, nursery, kids are going to nursery, like, and they still don't even know how to, like, use the toilet. Yeah. Like, parents are full-blown taking their kids to, like, nursery, age, like, whatever age they go to nursery, and they're not even potty trained. They're not even potty trained, and the talking stages are in the bin. And what I've realized, yeah, is we're just screwed. We're just screwed. Like, everything I've been saying, I'm realizing I'm actually seeing the world for what it actually is. Where should we go now? Honestly, I don't need to be here. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go there. Actually, I'm going to go in here. I love this little shop. It's so cute. No. Just lots of random. Love this shop. I would buy more beads, right? Because I actually make little jewelry, but I already bought some. I've already got 3 boxes of these. Look at this. Yeah, I know, guys. I know we're not focused. When are we? Although, to be completely honest with you, I feel like that's a people problem, not a me problem. Oh, wow. That's cool. You can come and sit and make a face mask. See, if I wasn't recording a video, that's something I'd absolutely do right now. Because I'm all for a random task. I need to get some sunglasses as well, by the way. I've lost all my sunglasses. As in lost. Just like I've lost all my earrings. This is my last pair. I bought these in Poland. I bought like 8 pairs of hoop earrings. And now I've managed to keep losing them. This is the thing. Anyway, as I was saying. Yeah, the standards are in the bin. And the thing is, yeah, it's going to backfire. Because you know what's happening now? Is we're going to figure out our own way to do everything. And then, I've always wanted to go and see what that place looks like, but we're not going in there. Sorry, it's the shock of seeing humans again. We're going to figure out how to do everything, and we're going to make all the changes, and we're just going to cut them out. Like, at this point, I've been saying it, and I feel it deep inside. We're just going to cut them out because it's true. We should figure everything out, and we will. So I just hope that no one's going to be bitter when we then don't cut you all out. I just hope. I really do. And we already know this is open, don't we? Look at that. Look at that. I could make this stuff up if I tried. Let's see. Actually, I wanted to check the menu price. I want to see what the prices are like and what the menu is actually looking like. I can't help myself, guys. I told you I want to know everything about everything, about everything, about everything, about everything. Okay? So that's why I'm proud of these guys anyways, because I'm like, hell yeah, we need to start like breaking the... Hold on a minute. Okay, I thought they were closed. It's not. I'm also forgetting, guys. It's the morning. Like, I forget that the times of stuff. Anyways, I can't see the menu, so I'm not going to... I don't want to go inside, but I'm really very curious because I feel like Nando's went downhill. That's just another thing because Nando's used to be my go-to. And now they started adding all these other products they shouldn't be having. And not to mention that, also the price. Like, bro, you're not that good. I feel like a lot of restaurants are having that. Like, a lot of restaurants here. That's why I'm finding it strange that they're putting in other new restaurants. Anyway, I don't. Listen, who am I? Who am I to comment? Hold on a minute. Hold on. This is why I love this little library thing. Look, it's always you just don't know what you're going to get. Graduate diploma, professional stage. Commercial relationships, advanced strategic management, fundamentals of corporate finance. You know, somebody just finished like uni or something. Interesting. Very interesting. Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Yeah, there's too much peopling, but that's my own fault. for not coming out early enough or late enough. Low key, I don't think I want to go in there now. Now I'll come to think of it. Hold on, we're gonna go and see, and I'll get an immediate vibe check. But yeah, it's like we need to do something different now. Like, I really don't think that the people who are not of my generation appreciate the actual situation we're actually in right now. Wow, I'm looking snatched. Let's see. Can you hear this? Mood. That's how I'm feeling. That's exactly how I'm feeling. Here's another example of exactly what I'm talking about, yeah? So, see this here, right? Mr. Beast beef jerky. Now, here's the thing. Hold on a minute. Last time, it was the same company, and it was the Sidemen jerky. Now it's the Mr. Beast jerky. Like, we're trying so hard, to cling on to... I feel like the old organizations and things are trying so hard to, like, just cling on to... Hold on 1 second. So, excuse me. I forgot what I was saying. This dude just dropped some stamps. Anyway. What was I saying? Yeah, why are we trying so hard to get to my generation? I thought we were the problem. Leave us alone. Leave us alone. Stay there with your long organizations. So I'm saying it's a lot of trying to cling on. It's like I've noticed even in a lot of adverts these days, they're remixing old songs. I have no business being in here. They're remixing... Right. So what's special about this sauce? It's a new Nando's sauce. I just saw it in Nando's, but what is special about it? Oh, it's got Saka on it. That was the bit I missed. I was like, what is this? The football player. It's Peri Saka. Got it. I was trying to figure out what the gimmick is. I was like, what's the gimmick here? Got it. Again. I am Bruce Zero. Why? 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 Oh, because everybody's addicted to sugar. Right. Right. Yeah, so as I was saying, it's like it's all this clinging on, holding on, and it's like, mate, I thought we were the problem. I thought we were the issue. I thought we were the issue. Yeah, so stay back. Back up. That's how I feel. I'm leaving. That's how I feel. Back up. Don't try and come and be with the cool kids now, because I feel like we're becoming the cool kids. We've officially become the cool kids. Because now we're the ones, and this is the funny thing as well. We're the ones who, this is why I think, it's actually so stupid to talk down on people that you're actually going to need in the future. Because it's like, who's going to be wiping you people's asses? Who's going to be the ones carrying you, wheeling you on your wheelchairs onto the ark? Who's going to be doing that? Who's going to be the ones you're going to send out who are going to be able to go out and go to war and go and do all this stuff? Who's going to be doing that? Exactly. And that's my point. That's my exact point. You need us. And in fact, at this point, you need us more than we need you. I need to get out of here. Also, I've just realized they've removed yet another row of tills for the self-scanning ones, which I'm not mad about. The only thing is, I absolutely hate when I am using the self-checkout and then for some reason I need to speak with somebody. I hate it. I hate the whole point of me being here. And they're not even, this is what I'm saying, we're moving forward in technology and stuff, but things aren't actually getting better. Like, we need to fix the things, make things better that already exist. Okay, I can't do this anymore. I can't. We're going to have to go all the way over there and just get out of everywhere. That was a banger back in the days. Just always, why not? I love that song. How funny is that? I rarely am out and about and hear songs that I ever actually liked. It's so funny. Oh, it's just nostalgic. To the days before my prefrontal lobe finally formed. And I realized that I'm in hell. But yeah, that's why I'm proud of these guys anyway. To cut the very long story short. But I feel like this is just going to be how my video is going to be now at this point, honestly. Like, just doing stuff. I need to befriend a crow, mate. I'm going to befriend a crow. Without a shadow of a doubt. It is our destiny. One of you. Yeah, I'm talking to you. One of you. Where am I going? I could, but then, hold on. Yeah, circling all the way back to where I came from in the beginning. If you couldn't tell, by the way, guys, sorry, I'm feeling a little bit blah, and that's just because it's my own fault. Because I've been engaging in low vibrational activities. Uh, and I don't know, it's so weird how the difference of like when you spend time with the Lord and you're like up in the clouds and you feel light and you feel airy and you feel just like internally clean, and then you fraternize with the world itself in any way, and I just feel heavy, like I feel like my body's just like heavy into the floor, and you just feel a bit, feels like death, literally entropy. Anyways, long story short, I'm proud of them. I'm proud of my generation. This is the kind of stuff we need to be doing. This is exactly the kind of stuff we need to be doing. We need to be... I knew they were going to make this into a little taxi bay. Oh my gosh. I literally said, I called it. There used to be a whole car park here. I knew they were going to make it a taxi bay. I knew it. I knew. Look. And they've upgraded the black cabs as well. Now there's a new school black cab. Like, come on, guys. What happened to culture? What happened to keeping cultures? Hold on. Anyways, I need to wrap this up because I'm so scatterbrained right now. But yeah, I feel like, as silly as it sounds, they're actually doing the work. They're actually doing the work. They're going in there. They're finding out the information. Like, I need to hire them to go to the Vatican, to be honest with you. I need to find them, and we need to... Because I'm actually just sick of just sitting back and watching and waiting, and I've just realized this is a bad idea. This is a bad idea. Yep, even more building work happening down here now. Yo, this place is about to be somewhere else. Oh, hell no. I truly can't believe. Yeah, this is London, right? I've just come, there's all this artwork here and there's a freaking police car. Yep, it's London. And I was just about to say as well, I can't believe they're doing absolutely everything except from putting this town on the underground. But anyway, I feel like it needed to be done. I feel like we're at a point where this whole nice little talk stuff isn't going to work anymore. And this whole like Egypt thing, it really is true what I've been saying. I really do think, yeah, some people are just too comfortable in Egypt. Like, you're just too comfortable, because why are you so okay to just live in this world? Like, how have you just turned a blind eye? Especially because I remember growing up here. One thing I have an advantage to my peers, if you will, is that I remember what was happening when I was a kid, which a lot of them don't. So I remember when, you know, adults would talk about, oh yeah, this and this celebrity, that and that celebrity likes young girls, and just talk about it like offhandedly. I remember that. I remember a lot. And that's kind of the problem. And that's why I know I'm always going to be the problem for the devil and for the older generations, because I know too much. Because that's the whole thing that adults like about kids. The funny thing is, they don't seem to think and realize that eventually kids become adults and they start to see things for themselves. And I'm so excited that I'm finally at the age where I'm getting to the stage where people of my generation are finally getting old enough to like think for themselves. I had a conversation with my younger cousin. He's 22 now. Yeah, 22. And he's about to finish university. Or he's going to be 22, I think. I don't know. I can't keep up with this. I'm older than like all of them. So it's just like, which one's which? I don't even... No, I'm joking. But yeah, anyways. Me and him had the first conversation we've had ever. And I think in our lives, that was like a proper adult conversation. Because we're talking about like what he's doing, because he's in London. He's at theatre school. He's a theatre kid through and through. He's one of those people that reminds me I'm definitely not a theatre kid, and I absolutely love that for him. That he is. So that's one of the things we're talking about for ages, just like his favourite productions. I could go in there. Just like to point this out quickly here while we're here. Oh yeah, look at this. Okay, now I'm having a howler. How the freak does this door open? Oh, I'm just not pulling it hard enough. Look at this. You see Ben and Jerry's right here? I've got next to it the Sidemen's ice creams right here in here as well. And that's what I'm winning. This is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about. I want to go see if this nightclub's still open up there. Because I remember we all came here. Just another tale of what I'm talking about. Are they still open? I gotta check. I haven't walked up these stairs in like 10 years plus. I remember we all decided it was when we all got our results. Now, I'm never going to stop talking about this. This would be a sick like area for a music video. I'm never going to stop talking about this. I went to sixth form, yeah, in the more federales. What's going on? What is going on? It's literally like, I don't know how to describe this to you guys, but everything that I'm talking about, as much as it might seem irrelevant to the point of the video, it's actually completely on point with the video. I'm literally watching before my eyes, not even kidding, the very town I grew up in. Look at this. This is insane. Hold on, let me just do a quick. Okay, so I'm standing up here now. Building site. Look. Not even kidding. I'm literally watching everything that was beautiful about this town, like the trees. It was always a very like safe place to like have a family and all of that. And they're turning it into a city right before our very eyes. Wow. Wow. But yeah, as I was saying, we went to this club, yeah. It's behind me. I can't tell if this is still working or not, to tell you the truth. But we all agreed that if we were going to come out and celebrate regardless. This is when we got our results. Results day was literally every results day I cried, honestly. Oh my gosh, I don't know why we put people through this stuff. But I remember, bearing in mind we were number one in England for grades, yeah, where I went to sixth form. Number one in the country. I've said this before, I'm not going to stop saying it. And on results day, it was like the worst, because we all said we're going to go out, we're going to all go out and celebrate, or we're all going to go out and cry together. Well, the only person who wasn't crying, oh, actually I was crying, the only person who got into their first choice university was me. And that's because I instinctively had realized how they were messing with the system. Like 1 year, one grade would be an A, and then the next year it would be a C. And like, it was just, they just kept changing everything. And they do that now. Like, you don't get graded. Like, this is one of those things I try to explain to parents. They don't seem to listen when I'm telling them. We don't get graded like 20% is this, 60% is that. No, we've decided that 0.01% of the country gets an A plus or an A star. Now it's a 1 to 9 system, yeah? Which again is screwing the kids, because technically a C is a 5 or a 6. But if your kid wants to go somewhere like to study that's more prestigious, they're probably going to want you to actually have a 6, not just a 5. So the whole 4, 5 and 6 thing is very misleading, because yeah, for so many reasons, like even with jobs and stuff, and just it's a whole mess. And this is what I'm talking about, yeah. And so I knew I could see the system was screwed. So I didn't apply to the university I actually wanted to go to, the universities, because I knew I wasn't going to get in, because I knew we were all going to get screwed. That's exactly what happened. I was probably like the dumbest in the class, in my opinion. Because everybody else was just so intelligent, like, to be honest. I honestly think it was by the grace of God I even got in. And it was, in a lot of ways, things that happened. And most people didn't go to university, to their first choice university that year. None of us got upgrades that we had hoped to get for. And those of us who did get in, none of us even got the grades that we needed to get in, because universities had to drop the levels. And you see, the narrative will be, oh, you see, the kids of today, they're just not intelligent anymore. And it's like, you don't understand. We're being screwed. And we've been screwed. We didn't get just given a fair shot. And I remember I always used to go out of my way to tell my mum all the details of everything. And she would always be the one like, really? Like, wow, when I was doing this at school, it was just as simple as you get this percentage, you get this grade, you get this, you get that. And I'm like, no, that must be nice. We're going into it, like, even now. You know, the exams are starting literally now as we speak. You know, talking to one of my students yesterday, we were talking about He's got his first German exam. And he was like, and I was just like, oh, this is just hell. Because no matter how much work, I'm thinking in the back of my head, no matter how much work they put in, yeah, that doesn't mean anything. It's not going to translate to anything. It's not gonna, don't hope that, oh, I tried my best. They've just got to literally, that's why I'm so glad to have faith. And this is what I mean about my generation, where it's like, the only way we're going to survive is through faith at this point. Because everything else is looking crazy. Yeah, it's about to start raining. Which way do I want to walk back? I don't fancy going that way. I don't really fancy going this way either. But that way, yeah, let's go this way. Because you know what? Less people. But I kind of want to go in there quickly. So I'm just wandering around, okay? I had like an hour or two, and I needed to move my body, okay? I needed to move my body, get some fresh air, and I wanted to talk to you guys. But yeah, we're screwed. That's what happened. A lot of people didn't make it. I was one of the few, only because I played the game strategically and I anticipated they're going to screw us. No point putting my number one university on there. Let me choose a university I feel like, even if I don't do well, I'll definitely get into. That's exactly what I did. And that's why now it's even becoming rarer for people to graduate. That's why when people are like, oh, well, you're so responsible, you're so this. I'm like, I'm really good at playing games. That's what it is. I'm a great game player. I saw the game, I understood the game, and I played it. Even though 2 years prior to that moment of everybody getting their grades, yeah, we all came into the building. There's all ones everywhere, walking around with the tote with a one on it. I've got a one badge. Or the Prime Minister came to cut the tape, and the opening of the year that I was there, it's all there. It's all there. And even that, in that same building, yeah. Now I'm all for this is not going to be it. We're leaving. I'm all for teaching people about sexual education, yeah? The other thing I was going to mention is that in that building, in that very front building, we used to have a sexual health clinic, right? Which, honestly, I think is good. Because I don't know if it's still the case now, but I think from age 13 to 20, I don't know what, 25 or something, I don't know. You can go and get free, sexual health advice, contraception and everything without having to have any parental consent, which I kind of think is a good thing, like I said, because I think the best thing is for us to prevent babies being born, to be honest. Unless those babies are being born into a situation that's good for them, I think it's good to prevent them from being born because obviously you guys know the reason why I have such strong feelings about children is because of how much I love them, not the opposite, And I feel like the people casually having kids are the ones who really don't actually necessarily love them as much as they think they do. That's my opinion. But anyway, why am I bringing up the sexual health clinic? It was right there in the front building. And you could go in there, even me, because I'd just been put on the pill, didn't I, at 16. I didn't even have to go to the doctors. It's actually way easier. Like I said, I'm trying to go for all this rigmarole, trying to get my tubes tied. And them days at 16, I could just pop into college on my way in the front building, make an appointment, And that's how accessible it is. And then people wonder, that's the dark side of it, is they wonder about why my generation has become so sexual. Because not like people weren't having sex before. But I mean, it's just at a different level. I mean, there's teenage girls bragging about having a 15 body count, and this is what's happening again. So anyways, my phone's gonna die. All to say, I'm very much in favor of what these kids are doing, because I feel like it represents my generation. It represents how we don't feel we have anything left to lose anymore. So we're kind of just go hard or go home. What else? What other choices do we have? Look at the world we're living in. If we're going to go out, we might as well